Thank you, Brendan. This is a regular meeting of the Springfield City Council. I will ask just all councilors, and guests to please rise for a moment of silence and pledge of allegiance. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Madam Clerk, would you just please be so kind and take the roll of both the councilors-elect who will be participating in this informal caucus as well, please?
Councilor Edwards. Councilor Edwards.
Present.
Present. Letterman.
Present.
Present. Councilor Gomez.
Present.
Present. Councilor Allen.
present.
Present. Councilor Kern.
Present.
Councilor Whitfield.
Present.
Present. Councilor Ramos.
Present.
Present. Councilor Brown.
Present.
Present. Councilor Walsh.
Councilor Walsh, you're muted.
Present.
Present. Councilor Davila.
Present.
Present. Councilor Fenton.
Present.
Present. Councilor Hurst.
Councilor Hurst, you're muted. I think Councilor Hurst, you might be having some audio.
You're still muted or have audio difficulty.
Sorry, Madam Clerk.
I'm going to loop back around to Councilor Hurst because I couldn't hear him.
Okay, yeah, he's plugging in his headphones.
Thank you. Councilor Williams.
Present.
Present. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Present. Sorry.
Councilor-elect Perez. Present. Councilor-elect Govin.
Present.
Okay, thank you, Madam Clerk. Before we get into our first item, councilors, I just really first want to thank you for helping me maintain the work of the city during this unprecedented time of the COVID-19 pandemic, which I think has affected a lot of us. Our ability to remain functional, I think, is a testament to you showing up with also all that you have going on in your own personal lives and just caring simply for those that we all serve. So, of course, today's sole agenda is the informal caucus to elect the president and vice president of the city council. So without further ado, Madam Clerk, can you please call the first item before us?
The first item is the election of president for year 2022.
All right. Thank you, Madam Clerk. So, councilors, just on a bit briefly on the process, for the election of the president, I'm going to call for open nominations, and councilors can nominate a candidate for the office of president with a proper second. Now, once nominations are closed by myself, the clerk will begin a roll call vote. The counselor will give the name of the candidate of their choosing instead of saying yes to no to any one candidate. The candidate who receives the majority vote will be deemed the president for the 22 legislative year. And for the election of the vice president, similarly, the same process will occur. Councilors, I just want to say also that councilors-elect Perez and Govan will participate in the roll call votes in the place of councilors Gomez and Ramos, respectively. And of course, the official vote to swear them in will take place on January 3rd. Of course, when again, it will be official as this is the informal caucus. So at this time, I will ask if there are any nominations for president. Councilor Letterman.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. And
If I was in the chamber this evening, I'd say I'm honored to rise, but tonight I'm honored to speak this evening to place in nomination the name of yourself, Marcus James Williams, to serve another year as president of the Springfield City Council. As you mentioned earlier, Mr. President, as we all know, the 2021 legislative session has been a session unlike any other. Meeting entirely online, we have again come together as councilors to fulfill our oath to serve all of our constituents during a time when much remained uncertain. The members of this body, both together and individually in their own right, have fought to combat and recover from the COVID-19 pandemic while still conducting the business of the people, passing a budget, providing fiscal oversight, reviewing and granting special permits, and voting on legislation and resolutions that can truly impact the lives of our neighbors. Throughout this all, President Marcus Williams has been a unifying and empowering leader for our council body. Through perseverance, he rose to the occasion to become the right leader at the right time. Notably, making good on your promise to put people before politics, President Williams has empowered the members of this council to lead in their own ways at the right time. That is the sign of a truly great leader and the leader that we still need in the year to come. Councilors, we face before us another year of important work and challenges for which our neighbors have placed their trust in us to face and to solve. I'm confident that the right first step in that legislative year will be to re-elect the councilor from Ward 5, our friend and colleague, Marcus James Williams, as our president. Thank you.
I second that motion.
Thank you, Councilor Letterman. It's been properly seconded by Councilor Edwards. Are there, at this time, any other nominations for president of the Springfield City Council? All right, seeing none, Madam Clerk, I will at this time ask for a roll call vote, including Councilors-elect Govan and of course Perez, under consideration as well, please.
Counselor Edwards,
Marcus J. Williams.
Counselor Letterman,
Marcus James Williams.
Counselor Gomez,
Madam Clerk, Councilors-elect Govan and
will be
Perez. Yes.
Counselor-elect Perez,
Marcus Williams.
Counselor Allen,
Marcus James Williams.
Counselor Curran,
Marcus Williams.
Counselor Whitfield,
Marcus J. Williams.
Counselor Govan,
Marcus J. Williams.
Counselor Brown,
Marcus J. Williams.
Counselor Walsh,
Marcus J. Williams.
Counselor Davila,
Marcus James Williams.
Counselor Fenton,
Marcus James Williams.
Counselor Hurst,
Marcus James Williams.
Counselor Williams.
MJW, also known as Marcus James Williams. Thank you, councilors. I really appreciate your confidence in another year. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much. With that being said, we will now move into the election of the vice president. So at this time, I will ask if there are any nominations for the office of vice president for the 22 legislative year. Councilor Edwards.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise virtually with great pleasure and pride to put forth in nomination the name of my colleague, friend, and protege, Jesse Letterman, as the next vice president of this council. Throughout his tenure on the council, this young man has demonstrated character, competence, and due diligence in his service to the residents of our city and respect for his colleagues. I'm confident that he will perform the duties of this new position with the same passion, respect, and professionalism.
Thank you, Councilor Edwards. Is there a proper second on that nomination?
Second.
I second.
Seconded by Councilor Fenton. Councilor Walsh with the nomination.
Yes, I am proud to sit here and throw in the name of former Vice President Tracy Whitfield. You know, it's pretty historic that we have 4 women on the Springfield City Council. So, you know, I feel very strongly that we should at least raise to the bar women in leadership positions to reflect not only the new demographic of the council, but the demographic of the city of Springfield. So I am nominating Tracy Whitfield.
Second.
Thank you, Councilor Walsh, and been properly seconded by Councilor Hurst. Are there any other nominations for Vice President at this time? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll for the election of the Vice President? And again, Councilors Govan and Perez will be participating in this informal caucus. And councilors will say the name of the candidate of their choosing. Thank you.
Counselor Edwards.
Jesse Letterman.
Jesse Letterman. Counselor Letterman.
Jesse Letterman.
Jesse Letterman. Counselor-elect Perez.
Jesse Letterman.
Jesse Letterman. Counselor Allen.
Jesse Letterman.
Jesse Letterman. Counselor Kern.
Tracy Whitfield.
Tracy Whitfield. Counselor Whitfield.
Tracy Whitfield.
Tracy Whitfield. Counselor-elect Govan.
Jesse Letterman.
I'm sorry, you broke up there.
Sorry, Jesse Letterman.
Jesse Letterman. Counselor Brown.
Jesse Letterman.
Jesse Letterman. Counselor Walsh.
Jesse Letterman.
Jesse Letterman. Counselor Davila.
Tracy Whitfield.
Tracy Whitfield. Counselor Fenton.
Jesse Letterman.
Jesse Letterman. Counselor Hurst.
Tracy Whitfield.
Tracy Whitfield. Counselor Williams.
Jesse Letterman. Congratulations, Councilor Letterman, on your election for the Vice Presidency for the 22 legislative year.
Thank you
Madam
very
Clerk.
much. Looking forward to serving.
Thank you, Councilor. Madam Clerk, is there any further business before the council body this evening?
There is not.
Yeah, what about recommendations for changes to the rules? Are we doing that at a different time?
Yes, Councilor, that would be in the new year.
So my great big long speech, be able to hear tonight?
I would love to, Councilor, but I know there's pizza and wings waiting for some folks. So.
I spent hours on it.
But always grateful to hear any recommendations as well. So I appreciate it. All right, with that being said, councilors, again, the after party, if you will be at Sophia's. I'm having the food served around 8 o'clock, so to give you some time to get there. So I will see you soon. Thank you all.
Merry Christmas to everybody. We'll see you all next year.
Happy
And there is
holidays.
a Wednesday meeting.
Happy holidays. Everybody has a